Welcome into Chicago Bears Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Harrison Graham, and rumors are flying all over the place now that the NFL schedule has been released for the Bears and every other team. Let's shift back to free agency, though, for Chicago. Steven Nelson, could signing him be a possibility? I'm going to give this one two smoking Jays. Nelson spending the past couple of years with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They had to release him to save some salary cap money, but Jeremy Fowler of ESPN reports that the Bears are among several teams that have shown interest in the veteran cornerback. And as I continue to tell you guys, I still have concerns about the cornerback position for the Chicago Bears. Here's what Fowler had to say, tweeted this out yesterday, or on Thursday, I should say. Cornerback Steven Nelson's market has been strong since becoming a free agent. Nelson has interest and has heard from 14 teams, including the Texans, Bears, Eagles, Bengals, and Bills. Per source, he continues to be patiently waiting for the right fit and opportunity. So I'll give it two smoking Jays. People are talking. Yes, they're interested and they've shown interest, but Jeremy Fowler also says 14 teams have reached out, including those 5 specific teams. Did mention the Bears as one of those 5 specific teams. So this is interesting. This is something I would certainly have interest in if I was Chicago. Solid cornerback, certainly not an all-pro or Pro Bowl or anything like that, but he was good last year, right? Had a couple of interceptions, 9 pass breakups for Pittsburgh. I think with Jalen Johnson entering year 2, you could pair him up with Nelson and feel pretty good about the outside cornerback position. So I'll ask you guys the question. Should the Bears sign Steven Nelson? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Get your votes in on this one. Should Chicago sign the veteran cornerback? I certainly would have some interest in doing this, and I would sign Steven Nelson. I think that he would be a better fit and a safer fit over Desmond Trufant. I'm a little bit concerned about this cornerback position. Obviously, you had to cut Kyle Fuller to save salary cap space. I think you could have found a way to keep him, but that ship has sailed. We're not going to fret on that anymore. I like Jalen Johnson. I think he can be a number 1 corner in this league. Played really well last year. We'll see what happens at nickel. I think Duke Shelley and Thomas Graham Jr. will likely compete for that spot. Sure, if Desmond Trufant's fully healthy and he plays like he did a couple of years ago, that's fine. But A, he played bad last year and he couldn't stay healthy. I've got concerns about Trufant. I just do. I think if you roll into camp and into the season and just expect him to be your number 2 corner, I think you're playing with a little bit of fire. I think Steven Nelson is better. He's younger. He's been more productive as of late, and I simply think he is a guy who can stay healthy and be a more productive cornerback in Sean Desai's scheme at outside corner. Trufant's older and is trending in the wrong direction, both with on-field play and his production. So I'm definitely interested in Steven Nelson. I'll give it 2 smoking Jays. People are talking in terms of if it will actually happen or not, but I'm excited about the possibility of adding Nelson to this quarterback room. Subscribe to Chicago Bears Now because, guys, we are literally 11 subscribers away from 27,000 on this channel. We're the fastest growing channel on Chat Sports right now. Let's keep the train moving here. So hit that sub button, share that link with a friend. Daily videos just for you guys covering the latest Bears news, rumors, the schedule release last night, and a whole lot more. Live shows every Tuesday, youtube.com/BearsNow. Let's talk about rookie minicamp here on Chicago Bears Now by Chat Sports. Justin Fields has arrived at Halas Hall. Rookie minicamp set to take place this weekend from Friday, May 14th through Sunday, May 16th. Fields was on Instagram and took a picture of his locker. Pretty cool thing for him, I'm sure, as he's like, hey, man, that's me. I've made it in the NFL. There's his number 1 locker right there. He posted that on his IG story, and rookie minicamp is set to take place this weekend, which is an exciting time both for these players, but for NFL fans, for you guys as well. Like, hey, football, we're still a few months away, but things are starting to happen in terms of guys actually getting out there and practicing. Very exciting time, especially for Bears fans now that Justin Fields is on board. Let's hear it from you guys. Who is fired up to watch Justin Fields play? I know I am. I can't wait to see him out there, even if it's just in rookie minicamp. Type me in the comments if you are excited to see the Bears rookie quarterback. And if you're as excited as I am, I've already got my bad boy heading to me in the mail. Get a Justin Fields jersey at chatsports.com/Fields1. We've got the navy available. We've got the white, the orange. Everything is available at our partners Fanatics website when you go to chatsports.com/Fields1. And for those of you on a budget, hey, the jersey t-shirts, they're only $35. Pretty clean look there. Nike, authentic Nike as well at chatsports.com/Fields1. Now, these aren't shipping out until later in June because they got to make a bunch of these before they can ship them out to all of their customers. But trust me, you will have it well before the season begins into August and September. Chatsports.com/Fields1. That link will be in the comments and it'll be in the description. Now, Matt Nagy will not be there in person at rookie minicamp because he is a high-risk close contact. This, according to Ian Rappaport and other sources, that someone in his family tested positive for COVID-19, and per the NFL policy, he will have to be virtual. Most of the meetings are virtual anyway, so this isn't a huge loss here necessarily, but obviously you would like Nagy and Fields to get as much one-on-one opportunity as possible. They'll have plenty of chances to do that, but he will not be there in person this weekend. He will conduct meetings and classroom type of work all virtually from his home office. Now, there's a lot of dates to keep in mind as we progress throughout the offseason. Rookie minicamp is this weekend from May 14th to May 16th, and then you have several OTA weekends from May 25th through 27th, June 1st through 3rd, June 7th through 10th, and then also mandatory minicamp. That's when you see, some of the vets may skip OTAs, maybe like an Allen Robinson who's unhappy with his contract situation. Expect some of those guys to show up in mid-June and start working out from June 15th to June 17th. So those are some dates to keep in mind. And then obviously training camp will come shortly after, sometime in the month of July. Now, obviously rookie minicamp is this weekend, and that means we'll get to see all the rookie draft picks and the UDFAs as well. We'll focus on the draft picks here. Obviously Justin Fields, we're ready to see him. Tevin Jenkins, who's going to play a big role on this team, looks like he's going to be the left tackle. Larry Borum, we heard from Juan Castillo that they're going to let him push Jermaine Ifedi at right tackle, so that'll be interesting. And then some of your day 3 guys that you could be excited about. Khalil Herbert, excited to see what he can do. Daz Newsome, same deal. Thomas Graham Jr., I think he could compete with Duke Shelley to be your starting nickelback, and then Kyrus Tonga as well. I think he's got a good shot to make this team as a backup nose tackle. We get to see these guys for the first time finally after Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy put together a fantastic draft just a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, all eyes are and will continue to be on Justin Fields as this offseason progresses, but it should be a very fun weekend at Halas Hall. How tough is the Chicago Bears schedule? Well, it's the 3rd toughest according to the NFL's formula, which is mostly just determined by opponents' win percentage. 3rd hardest NFL schedule this year. So, yeah, it's going to be a challenging year if this team's gonna do some things. The over/under from Vegas, 7.5 wins. That's pretty low for a 17-game schedule. But you look at this thing and you're like, man, these are hard games, right? You open up on the road against the LA Rams on Sunday Night Football. That's going to be a tough matchup. They're definitely going to be the underdog in that game. Cincinnati at home, that's a must-win. Got to take care of business there. At Cleveland, that's an AFC contender right there. Detroit at home, got to win that game. So you look at the first 4, got to go 2-2 there. And then, some more games get tricky. At Las Vegas, 50-50 type of game with it being on the road. I think that's a winnable game for Chicago, but won't be easy. Packers at home. We'll see what happens with Aaron Rodgers. I'd like to beat Aaron Rodgers, but let's just be honest. If he's not there, it's an easier matchup. At Tampa Bay in Week 7, that's going to be tough. 49ers, I think, will bounce back this year. You've got them at home in Week 8. And then at Pittsburgh, Monday Night Football in Week 9. There's hard games on the schedule. We'll take a look at the second half of the schedule in just a moment. But I want to ask you guys, what game on the schedule do you think Justin Fields will take over as the starting quarterback? Maybe you think it's Week 1 against the Rams, but get your votes in. When will Fields take over as the starter over Andy Dalton? We've shown you half the games. Maybe it's one of these other games coming up. But go ahead and let me know. Maybe it's after the bye week. You see that a lot with rookie quarterbacks against Baltimore in Week 11. I don't know if that's a game I would want to debut my rookie quarterback. I'd rather give him an easier defense. Honestly, Raiders in Week 5, if you're off to a slow start, that feels like a good opportunity. Lions in Week 12, that would certainly be an opportunity as well, although it would be a short week coming off a Sunday matchup against the Ravens. Cardinals Week 13, that's going to be a tough game. Also, at least you get that one at home. And then At Packers, Vikings at home for Monday Night Football. At Seattle, that's not going to be easy. Giants at home, that feels like a must-win. And then at Minnesota to finish up the schedule. It's not hard to see why this is the third toughest schedule in the NFL. Making the playoffs is going to be tough. Now, I think this defense is still going to be pretty good. I think Andy Dalton's serviceable. I think he's an upgrade over what you had last year. You can't force Fields into play. Look, if he's ready week 1, play him. But you look at the schedule, you look at the opponents, the road games, you got one more road game than home game. Making it to the postseason, it's going to be tough. There's just no way around it. You got to take care of business in the division, at least go 4-2 in the NFC North. By the way, we've shown you guys the schedule a couple of times now. We released the schedule last night, and then we just showed you again on today's video. Do you guys want a game-by-games predictions video? What does that mean? I go through weeks 1 through 18, all 17 games on the schedule, including the bye week, obviously, and I predict the score and who's going to win that game. If you do, type 1. If you're weird and don't want that video, go ahead and type 2. And if you want that video, type 1, of course, but subscribe to the channel, because the more subscribers we get here on Chicago Bears Now, the more videos we can do just for you guys. The more we grow, the more content we can push out, the more fun we can have together. Remember, 27,000 subs almost here, so hit that big red button and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.